I will call the special meeting of the German Township Board of Trustees to order. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mr. Heaston, would you take the roll call, please?
Yes, good evening, everyone. By the way, this is July 23rd, 2025. This is a special meeting of the German Township Trustees. Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Dr. Cross? Here. Mr. Potter?
Yes.
And the purpose of this meeting is to approve placing a 1 mil 5-year capital improvement parks levy on the November 4th, 2025 ballot. Also to approve a painting contract for the Township Hall.
I will open with visitor comments if anybody has comments specifically on the items that we're talking about today. Just state your name and address for the record.
James Rowland.
Or just your name.
James Rowland, 10021 Carlisle. I have concern with the 1 mil levy in general capital improvement because I feel like that there's enough commitment to exactly where it's going to go. It's a lot of money to give the parks and not have any specific things called out where it's going for. I mean, it's okay for them to give us a list of stuff, but if it just goes to a pot of money and then they do with it what they want to, that's a lot of money to just hand out there to them and without us having some input as to where it's going to go.
So
Does that make sense?
yeah, we added the capital improvement portion to this
Well, I understand that, but
so that they can't take it and use it for other things.
but that also, in 3 years or 4 years from now, let's say they take that $1 million and they spend it on other things than what they told us they were going to, and they come back and say, well, we still haven't paved and we still haven't done the concession stand. We spent this money.
The only thing I can say about that, Jimmy, I'm on the oversight committee. It spends the money, so it will be spent.
Well, no, I just wanted to voice. No, it's not. I just wanted to voice my concern.
I understand.
About transparency and about how the money's being handled. That's a lot of money to lay into the parks and not, and just.
All I could say is they did come up with the 3 or 4 main things: the concession stand, paving the parking lots, all that stuff. Then we'll see what money's left. But it would all have to be approved through the oversight committee. So we'll keep an eye on that.
I know the money actually goes to the Parks Board, right? And then the Oversight Committee looks at it.
That's correct.
I just want to voice my concern with that because that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but I will just reiterate that we added, the reason we're here for a special meeting is because we added the part about it being capital improvements. Because when we do this, the city can't take money out for administrative fees that they've been doing. So I get what you're saying.
That's fine. I just want to make sure we're doing our due diligence.
Yep.
We're trying to.
And we're doing what we can to make
Yep.
sure.
Agreed. And I
I
think
missed the last meeting. I apologize. I missed the last meeting, so I just
we're
did a
just
little catch up.
Yeah, that's okay. Just a little extra protection, I think, for the residents when they have to vote on this, to know that the money that they do vote on will be spent on not just Kircher, but veterans, and Hillcrest as well. So I appreciate your comments. Anything? With that being said, I'll turn it over to Mr. Heaston.
Well, let me immediately address Mr. Rowland's comments because as my read of the ORC, Ohio Revised Code, tells me, if this passes as a capital levy, both the township as well as the city will need to set up a new fund for capital projects for the parks. So if we end up with 2 parks levies, 1 operations, 1 capital, I will have 2 parks funds to be distributed. They will come in separately from the county auditor, so we'll know exactly how much money comes in for capital. And the city will have to do the same. Not really much different than how they handle the fire EMS, although we don't have a capital fire EMS levy, but they do split the funds at the city between capital and operations. Dr. Cross and I saw that as we were looking at setting up the levy for the fire EMS last year. So with that in mind, let me explain. There will be if the vote is to go forward tonight, it will be two levies. First one is the operations levy. It is a renewal of a $500,000. It's a 5-year levy. This particular levy will not start until 2026, the $500,000 renewal. And first collections would be in 2027. The reason why we are waiting a year is because we have one more year left on the current renewal of the parks levy. And as will submit it to the levy language should say for parks and recreation operations. And then the second levy, the one we're talking about tonight, will be a $1 million levy starting in 2025 to be first collected in 2026. It will also be a 5-year levy. So that levy will actually mature down the road a year before the renewal, assuming they both pass in November. And I've had long discussions this week with the Board of Elections, with the auditor's office, with the prosecutor's office. I've really talked to everyone, the Secretary of State, and the Board of Elections did that for me. They called the Secretary of State. Because you will notice in the resolution to proceed, put the levy on the ballot, we are using two different sections of the ORC. We're using 5705-19F. I'm going to read you what that says. For the construction or acquisition of any specific permanent improvement or class of improvements that the taxing authority of the subdivision may include in a single bond issue. So F tells us we can use it for capital purposes. However, F is a little broad when it says for any specific permanent improvement. So we're also using 5705.19H, which will specify it's for parks and recreation purposes. And the language on the ballot will hopefully, if everything goes the way elections has advised me, it will say for parks and recreation permanent improvements. So there'll be very specific language for both levies on the ballot. I can answer any questions if anybody has any, including the audience. But that's what I presented to you tonight. If we're ready to act on this, it will be Resolution 2025-42.
All right, I'll introduce Resolution 2025-42. A resolution to have an additional levy for the Parks and Recreation permanent improvements as specified in sections 5705.19F and 5705.19H of the Ohio Revised Code. Whereas the levy shall be at a rate of $1 million for each $1 evaluation, which amounts to 10 cents for each $100 evaluation for a period of 5 years, commencing in 2025, first due in calendar year 26.
Is there a second to the resolution?
Second.
Any discussion of the resolution?
I think it's specific enough that it should hopefully do what it's supposed to do, where it's supposed to go.
I'm very hopeful that the language we clear to the voters what they're voting on.
Yes.
Now, the Board of Elections has advised me that the Secretary of State will approve whatever language they submit, the Board of Elections submits up to the state. We'll see what happens, but at this point, that will be the language. Any other discussion? I'll call the roll. Mr. Stubbs?
Yes.
Dr. Cross?
Yes.
Mr. Potter?
Yes.
Resolution 2025-42 is adopted. And with that in mind, I will then go to the Board of Elections and submit both ballot issues later this week or the beginning of next week. That takes care of the first item of business. The second item of business is to discuss and approve a contract for painting here in the Township Hall. And specifically, it is a proposal from Mike White to paint the 2 restrooms. We did receive a written proposal from him. It is to scrape all loose paint, prime the block walls with a masonry primer, paint both bathrooms 2 coats. Price of $900 includes all labor and materials. The above work to be performed to product specification and in a work-like manner. And I believe this proposal first, did it go to you initially, Mr. Potter?
I talked to Mike
Okay,
and then he come down and met with Jeremy, showed him what needed to be done, and then he sent the proposal to Shauna.
okay. I don't think we need a resolution for this, but since this will come out of general fund monies, I thought that we should bring it to the trustees for a motion
Okay.
to approve it.
Do we know when he's gonna get to this, if we approve it tonight?
He's always been very quick. I mean, I would say within the month.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to paint the township building restrooms to be done by Mike White, at a cost of $900.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That takes care of the business that we've put into our notice of the special meeting.
With that being all that we can talk about at a special meeting, I will make a motion to adjourn at 7:11.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned at 7:11. Thank you.
Aye.